Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the ESR, PHSR, and Tugas. That means they have two gases, and they don't tell you which one they're going to use. In the All-American Series, Round 5, with the GTR2 CADILLAC grills, Cadillac wheels, check out the oil my Cadillac spills, versus Vette at mid-Ohio, because Ohio is not very good. It's merely mid. And I am very attractive. With me, as always, is the man who deleted Illinois, Michael Magus.
Whoa. That's a work in progress still, sir.
Delete!
That's work.
Delete!
All right, good. We have Corvettes in this race. I was worried it was going to be all Cadillacs, and one, I think the Cadillac car is very ugly, and two, there are very, very few Cadillac liveries. So it was going to get very, very difficult. But at least we got some Corvettes. So we're here in the final seconds of qualifying. Tobias Thierolf is currently on the pole. Surprise, surprise. Ahead of Antonio Costa, Henrik Andreasen, Magic Cash Shark, Martin Edmonds, Andy Darnell, Steve Davidson, Lizek Lacomi, Raul Valoria, and Vic Vega. That is your top 10. No really surprises there. These are all like people we expect to see towards the sharp end of the grid, and they're doing a good job. Raul Valoria in the Cadillac on screen right now. These are GT2 cars, which are a little bit faster than the GT3s in theory, but they're also a lot older. So it's a class of cars in Race Room that doesn't get a lot of service. Rounding out the field, Yuri Kretschfield, Chris Willems, Mauricio Julian, Stephen Hillen, or Stefan Hillen? I'm not sure which. And Nick Harrison. Although I do know Ariel Zatoni was at this race, and he appears to be missing from the time tracks.
Race 2, sir.
Oh, okay. Right. He arrived late.
I told you this yesterday. God.
I didn't remember. I got the excitement of doing barbecue and fireworks today, so I'm all happy.
Happy?
Had a busy day.
We don't do commentary happy. That's not how things work. What's wrong with you?
I'm usually happy when we do commentary. It's the commentary that sometimes makes me unhappy.
I cooked a great deal today while you were off gallivanting, sir.
Mm.
I made pizza and some buns for lunches and soup.
We had some hot dogs, some sausages, hamburgers, and pork chops. Along with assorted like salads. Potato salad, coleslaw, salad.
Just a giant bowl of bacon.
There was some of that like macaroni salad, but I actually really do not care for that, so I didn't have it.
Yeah, I'm not. See, it's weird. Like, I love pasta, but it's like macaroni I don't dig. It's weird.
I like macaroni. I just don't like macaroni salad. I don't like it cold. Like that's I think the key. I don't like cold pasta.
Yeah, I can dig that. Although sometimes like the curly Q, like fusilli, I think it is. Those are good. I like those in some cold pasta.
Looks like we lost somebody in the transition over to the race because we're down to 14 cars. Either that, or we have a malfunctioning race tower, which is known to happen, unfortunately.
Malfunction in the junction.
And we are off here for 15 minutes of Mid-Ohio. Leading the way is Tobias Thierolf in the Cadillac car. Cadillac 1-2 with Costa, and Yuri Kretschfield is in the wall already. That is not good.
Oh my God, it's Tobias Thierolf in first. How is this possible?
Your top Corvette is Henrik Andreasen. I'm noting a lot of Cadillacs towards the front, which is a bit weird because now, in fairness, I haven't raced these cars in a long time. It's quite possible the balance of performance is a little bit different, but I'm used to the Corvettes being better. So it's interesting to see them a little bit further down the field. Although, at the same time, the driver does count for something, and you're looking at those Cadillac cars. They are driven by Tobias Thierolf, Antonio Costa, Magic Cash Shark, Raul Valoria, and Martin Edmonds, who are all very competent drivers.
I would like to point out for the record that neither of these cars look like the cars that they're supposed to be.
I think the Corvette looks pretty damn close, and that Cadillac is really, really close. It's just very ugly.
I would say that if you put the Corvette and a Ferrari next to each other in this kind of race scenario, it'd be pretty difficult to tell the difference.
Depends what generation of Corvette. There are some Corvettes that look very different from Ferraris, but the newer generation from about the, I'm going to say the C7 onwards, Yeah. Yeah.
What I want
They look
is
like
the
Ferraris.
classic Stingray Vette versus the big body mobster mobile fucking Cadillac. I want them right off the shelf. You can soup up the engines, do crazy shit, do whatever you want. That's what I want to see.
You could get the Stingray Corvette on track, but I don't think you're ever going to get the big Mafia Boss Cadillacs.
I want the big Mafia Boss
They are not racing
Cadillacs
cars.
versus giant Lincolns versus Impalas.
Yuri Kochachville has retired from the race. Not particularly surprising. He hit that wall very, very hard.
Yeah,
I imagine that car...
I did see in chat that he threw up a gif in despair about winning it in the first lap.
Yep. Yuri, I'm just going to take a moment here to do a little coaching. Yuri, if you would like just tone the aggression down to 92% or so, probably wouldn't have that happen as much.
It's like not Wolverine on PCP, just like a little bit less.
Yuri's got a little bit of the Romy Bartz and Bertrand Barrier in him, I'm just saying. The guys who are always pushing the car to 110%, treating every lap like it's a qualifying lap, and that doesn't really work out for long-term longevity.
I mean, you want to do good, so you try and do good, and you give 110%.
Yeah, I do that in qualifying. I don't do that in the race.
What? Well, maybe that's why you don't win.
No, that's just a lack of speed.
That man's mowing the grass.
I usually do better in the race than I do in qualifying because a lot of people ahead of me are over pushing. They go off the track and I pass them. Nick Harrison appears to be off the track. If it's not Nick Harrison, I apologize. I think it was Nick Harrison, but all I see is the end. Maybe it's neat. Side-by-side action, Raul Valoria with, that is Magic Kazchuk in the silver Cadillac. Battle for 4th place between the Polish driver and the Spaniard. Team Cadillac on top right now, that is for sure.
Hell yeah.
There are more of them. There are 8 Cadillacs to 6 Corvettes, and that's counting Kretashville, who was out of the race. Stephen Hillen overcooks it a little bit. He's got the special KW livery, which you cannot buy in the store. So he must have won that at some point.
Very nice.
If I recall correctly, it's not that hard to win them, but hey, still respect for guys going out there and getting the prize. There's a couple of liveries like that are not store but represent achievements in the game. And some liveries that are just completely removed, like my favorite BMW Z4. It's a good thing that I own it and they can't take it away from me. Raul Floria going side by side now with Martin Edmonds for 5th place.
But do you own the Zamboni skin?
Actually, funny story for you. Whenever RC races the BMW Z4 in Race Room, she uses my account as opposed to her own because she likes that little...
Oh boy!
Contact by Lizik Lakomi and, if I'm not mistaken, it's Vic Vega in the Cadillac.
Lord have mercy.
Henrik Andreasen going for 2nd place, and for the time being, he is ahead of Antonio Costa.
And I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of a vehicular carnage I enjoyed, man, but that looks kind of egregious.
I try to avoid saying anything when we don't see the beginning of an accident, because you never
you don't?
No, I do.
Mr. Self-Stitch, and I'm gonna steward this later.
I'm not stewarding this one.
Well,
I don't have to give thoughts, so I don't. I do believe this is an unstewarded series.
Oh, that's a wild concept.
We do them every now and then where it's just kind of like fun, small grid stuff.
Call your own foul, basketball style?
Yeah, a little bit. We usually have a fairly good group of racers here at ESR, and also I find that the Tugas and the PHSR guys, or Petrolheads, are also pretty clean racers, so it's not usually a problem.
I heard that those dudes from Tugas, they once punched a guy right in the titty.
Actually, a lot of the first lap carnage that we see in these races when I get to steward them, I find are actually just caused by ping mismatch, and there really tends to be not as many penalties as you would think. I forget what race we were doing, but we were doing that one of the Formula Junior races not that long ago, and there was a huge first lap accident, 1 penalty, the whole thing.
But it was the one that caused the whole thing.
No, the penalty wasn't even that. The penalty came later in the lap.
Oh.
Like, the huge accident was just caused by the fact that we had a 3 wide between 3 guys with mismatching ping. So they ended up hitting each other. It's like one of those things where when you slow it down and you actually look at the replay, and it's like, there's not anything you could have done differently aside from not race each other. Like, that's about it. On board with Martin Edmonds. I really do not like the look of this Cadillac, I'm just saying. It's not bad to drive, I will say that. I've raced it in a couple of competitive races, and it's not terrible, but it is just hideous. I wish they would give some more GT2 cars in race room, though. It's an interesting class of car. It's just there's only like 5 cars in it, I think. There's a Cadillac, a knockoff Porsche, the Corvette, and a BMW, and I think that's it.
What about the Chevelle?
Well, there's no Chevelle.
What about the Edsel?
Between races, I'll look up and see if there's a... I feel like there's a 5th car that I'm not remembering. Antonio Costa looks to put the pressure on Henrik Andreasen for 2nd place and secure that 1-2 for the Cadillac team. Or brand. I don't know if there's actually a team's championship going on here, so... I won't say team, but the brand, the mark. As Martin Edmonds overtakes Raul Valoria for 5th place in a battle of the Red Caddies. And Antonio Costa getting re-overtaken by Henrik Andreasen through the... Also, by the way, there's oh man, I forget the name of it. There's Thunder Valley. One of the turns on this track is named Thunder Valley, so that's probably your favorite turn right there.
I hear that was nickname of your girlfriend last time.
I can't say I've ever had a girlfriend that would have been applicable for. On board with Antonio Costa. Coming up to China Beach. Not really sure why it's called China Beach, but it is. As Nick Harrison has another
good fucking song. Or show. Is it? I'm sure that it's both. Hold on.
It is both. It is both. But like, why a track in Ohio has it as the name of the track corner, I don't know.
Just a fan of the show. I don't know, man. So I know that China Girl is the name of Bowie song.
This is Thunder Valley here, actually.
Thunder Valley.
Through this, sir. I'm not Thunder Valley.
I heard that perhaps as of 15 minutes ago, you were involved with some Thunder Valley action.
I was not. We head through the... I forget the name of that turn right there. Carousel.
Carousel. Mais oui.
I very much prefer tracks that have like corner names as opposed to just numbers. It really makes it much easier to track where you are on the track. It's terrible for stewarding because like half the time we forget what turn we're on, and we get done like figuring out what the penalty is, and then we have to rewind the replay back to the start of the lap and then just count the turns. Turn 1, 2, 3.
I want them to do it as mathematical formulas.
So I prefer just having a name to refer to, like Eau Rouge or Les Combes or Aqua Minerale.
I demand that they put a track in Silicon Valley and every corner is a mathematical formula. That it's just like once you solve the formula, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it has to be complicated, super complicated. Possibly all in binary.
My favorite corner, of course, is still Hell Corner at Bathurst.
Hell Corner. Delightful. China Beach is an American war drama television series that's set in an evacuation hospital set during the Vietnam War.
Mm-hmm.
The title refers to Mai Kay Beach it's in the city of Da Nang, Vietnam, nicknamed China Beach in English by American and Australian soldiers during the Vietnam War. The series originally ran on ABC for 4 seasons, from April 27th, 1988 to July 22nd, 1991.
It's my second favorite Vietnam-inspired TV series.
What?
Tour of Duty. All the way.
Never heard of it.
You've never heard of Tour? Oh, we gonna fix this.
I ain't never done heard of that.
Tour of Duty is excellent.
All I know is it ain't MASH.
I'm trying to think of what actors from Tour of Duty you might know. And it's got Eric Brustcotter in it, if that rings a bell.
Not by that name.
He's a big... He's in Starship Troopers, the guy who gets his arm broken. I don't know if that helps. He's very, very typecast as the good-natured big dude in, like, most war dramas. I think he has a twin brother who also appears in the show, and I think they utilized that very well.
We're talking about Tour of Duty TV show. Okay, there we go. I'm looking on the Wikipedias. Ran for 3 seasons back in 1742. Oh, it's back in the... so this ran at the same time as China Beach.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much, like a year earlier.
Pretty regularly ran on History Channel back in the day. Raul Valoria still looking to get back up on Martin Edmonds for 5th place. Not a lot of overtaking going on in this race, but sometimes that's the name of the game.
Oh, Kim Delaney. Oh, okay. All right. Miguel Nunez Jr.? Okay, all right. Okay. Now we're talking about stuff. What was the name that you said earlier, sir?
Eric Brustcotter.
Eric Brustcotter is not listed in the main cast.
He was out of the show for I think he was only season 1, so he may be relegated to further down the Wikipedia. Played a character named Baker.
Oh shit! Guest stars include Lee Majors,
and Carl Weathers,
Mako, Kelly Hugh, Angela Bassett, Ving Rhames,
Tia Carrere.
I'm probably getting to that one. Yeah, there you go. Richard Brooks. Holy shit! Richard Brooks up in this bitch. William Sadler, Michael Madsen.
Michael Madsen is very, very good.
Welcome Jamal Warner. Oh my god.
Michael Madsen plays a PTSD suffering sniper.
Nice.
And he does it very well.
Alright, I found the Wikipedia page for Eric Brustcotter. Does not ring a bell. No picture on Wikipedia. I appreciate for the viewers at home that I am not paying attention to the race, and I apologize.
It's a lot of follow the leader right now.
100% recognize this, Steven. You are correct. From Crimson Tide, Major League 2, Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, and...
Oh yeah, he was Rue Baker in Major League 2 and 3.
He had a lisp. He would have said lisp, I would have probably included a little bit. Hasn't worked since 2013. Did he die?
I don't think he died. I think he retired for family reasons, if I recall correctly. As the race finishing up here, Tobias Thierol will be your winner, followed by Henrik Andreasen, not a surprise. Antonio Costa, an all-Tugas podium. Magic Kashuk, Martin Edmonds, Raul Valoria, Andy Darnell, Vic Vega, Leszek Nkomi, and Chris Willems, who will start on pole for race number 2.
Would like to welcome everybody to the Anything Else But Racing podcast, hosted by myself.
Mauricio Julian with a solid 11th place finish, making him the best of the Mauricios today. Stephen Hillen and Nick Harrison will finish out the finishers, and I think we're going to see a couple people join in for race number 2. I know Ariel Zatoni's coming in, and I think Mauricio Delgado is going to show up as well. You know, just look at more than that actually. Steve Davidson's going to pop in.
Go,
Ariel
Steve.
Zatoni. Mauricio Delgado and Christian Kubovic are all going to pop in for race number 2.
Science fiction, double feature. Yeah, I can't. Wikipedia's got no information. IMDb got no information. He just, I guess, stopped acting.
I think it was family reasons, but I don't know where I read that or anything about notion.
He was on 2 episodes of Walker, Texas Ranger. Probably he was the only reason to watch that show.
I mean, I enjoyed Walker, Texas Ranger as a kid.
It's the spin kicks and jeans. I know you.
Mostly the spin kicks, yes.
Correct.
Chuck Norris doing Chuck Norris things.
Also correct. In also TV news, I may or may not have acquired Deep Space Nine, the entire series.
Oh.
Because I've seen, I want to say that I've seen a bunch of it, but there's also like a lot of it I haven't.
You mean you're going to enjoy some plain, simple Garrick?
Correct. He's just a simple tailor.
Just a humble tailor. All right, here we go.
Who loves root beer.
Race number 2, and the field has grown to include 18 cars. Somehow reason Mauricio Julian's at the back. I don't know why. He should be up at 11th place.
Wow. Obvious Mauricio bias and hatred and racism. I will be protesting and addressing the non-applicable stewards.
Everybody else is in the right place, but Mauricio Julian is not. It's a bit weird.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Anyways, leading from the front, it will be Chris Willems from the pole position. Here we go when he gets a good start, or at least a much better one than Leszek Lacomi. And he leads the way from Lacomi, Vic Vega, and Andy Darnell, your top 4.
Heck and or Darnell.
Oh, I didn't look up if there was a 5th car in this class that I was missing before. I'll do that at the end of the race.
Shout out to
Well, Valoria falling to 6th place. Battling with Martin Edmonds again. Yuri Kratachville making up a spot there. Although Yuri got off to a really bad start because he started from P14. He's down to 17th place. Steve Davidson with the cool-looking Cadillac. And Rolf. Ooh, things are getting chippy in that like 4th through to 8th area of the pack. Andy Darnell going side by side with Leszek Lacomi, who has lost 2nd place to Vic Vega. It is a Cadillac 1-2. Yuri Kratachville picking up another spot, getting past Mauricio Julian, and now Nick Harrison. Chris Willems losing the lead, and Vic Vega, the Danish king, is at the front. He would like you to say what one more time.
What ain't no picture I ever heard about.
Although that's the wrong Vega. Vic is the Michael Madsen Reservoir Dogs character. Vincent is John Travolta in... Oh my goodness. Henrik Andreasen gets tapped into a bit of a spin and ends up off the track. He joins in 10th place.
Good. It's a good idea. I like that.
Losing spots to Zatoni as well as Stephen Hillen. And Steve Davidson has to spin around as well. Let's see what caused that. But he'll rejoin behind Nick Harrison and possibly Mauricio Julian. Martin Edmonds up on the tail of Andy Darnell and Leszek Lacomi. He's got Antonio Costa, the sparring partner from race 1 with him. Mauricio Julian making up a spot there over Nick Harrison and also Steve Davidson getting through. Henrik Andreasen trying to recover as he overtakes Stephen Hillen. And Martin Edmonds getting very close and personal with Petrolhead admin Andy Darnell, who is off the track.
Little tap.
Ends up a little bit wide. Rejoins nicely, though. Good job. We'll drop him from 4th place to 9th, though. Those wide-body Cadillacs making the most of their frames. Okay, well, we're about 3 minutes into the race. Vic Vega leading the way from Chris Willems, Leszek Lakomi, Martin Edmonds, Raul Valoria, Magic Kashchuk, Tobias Thierolf, Antonio Costa, Andy Darnell, and a fantastic drive so far from Ariel Zatoni, who is up to 10th place. And that's Lakomi off the track. That'll tip him down the order to, well, basically rejoin his fight with Andy Darnell once again. They were fighting over 3rd place. Now they're going to be fighting over 8th.
Nigel, have you heard about the orcas that are absolutely annihilating boats?
I've heard that, yeah.
It is wild and very enjoyable. They're at it again, by the way. They seem to take breaks, and then it's like, no, fuck them yachts. They sunk another one. Like, absolutely destroyed that thing.
Mother Earth fighting back. Andreasen trying to move up through the field a little bit. He's going side by side with Ariel Zatoni. And a very much dominance from Cadillac right now. They have the top 7 positions.
Hell yeah.
Vega, Willems, Edmonds, Valoria, Kashchuk, Thierolf, and Costa. This is the lead batch of Corvettes here. Andreasen, Lakomi, and Darnell. Lakomi following back there to 10th place. He will be the defender against Ariel Zatoni now and Cadillac dominance. Martin Edmonds going for 3rd place, pardon me, 2nd place, and he will get it, overtaking Chris Willems. One of the Corvettes is in the lapping area. That is Mauricio Delgado, if I'm not mistaken. Zatoni overtaking Lakomi.
Herr Wilhelms, continue your greatness, sir.
Well, he might be falling off the podium, so I don't know about that.
9?
Going side by side with Raul Valoria, and Valoria will move up a spot.
9.
Another spot, wow. Tobias Thierolf on the late move gets past Willems as well. So Chris Willems is falling like a brick right now.
Good old cabbage truck.
So he's battling with Tobias Thierolf, and behind Thierolf coming will be Antonio Costa. Costa looking down the inside towards China Beach, and he will make the overtake stick. It's a primary overtaking area, and he takes advantage of it. Chris Willems a little bit unsettled right now. He needs to just kind of calm down, take a couple deep breaths, and gets focused again. One of the Corvettes off the track again. That is possibly just Delgado getting out of the way, because I don't see anybody who's dropped. Henrik Andreasen and Andy Darnell now up onto Chris Willems. Darnell defending against Andreasen, which might be a little bit of... Oh, Willems is very off the track there. And Andreasen is going to get 2 for the price of 1 as he moves up to 7th place. Makes the overtake stick on your boy, Andy Darnell. And gets Chris Willems, who falls off the track. Darnell, by the way, falling back behind Ariel Zatoni as well. So... where one Cadillac is falling back, the other one is coming forward. And that's Ariel Zatoni of Argentina. On board with Yuri Krachachville for a moment there. And now back to Andy Darnell versus Ariel Zatoni. Ariel has climbed 8 spots and is currently your hard charger of the day. On board with Antonio Costa as we head towards the carousel to complete yet another lap.
Maggle, if you were to put one hilarious, fantastical creature into a carousel, what would it be and why?
A wyvern?
Why would that be hilarious?
Because I like wyverns and I also find them funny.
Because it ain't got no fucking arms.
Well, it has no wings as well.
No, they got wings. They ain't got no arms.
I thought wyverns were the flightless dragons.
They're like the reverse Lieutenant Dan. They got hind legs and they got wings. They ain't got no arms. That's the difference between a wyvern and a dragon.
Also, wyverns I don't think breathe fire. In most
correct.
formations.
Correct. They have a poisonous stinging tail. So technically, Smaug from the Hobbit movies is half wyvern. Because he ain't got no stinging tail, but he sure as shit ain't got no arms.
I think it depends on which fantasy author you're particularly in the world of.
Nay!
There's
Fantasy fans out there will
There's like 7 different like foundations for orcs.
Sure, but I mean that's orcs. Dragons are a long and proud tradition held by every culture on the planet.
Sure.
Although the Asian people had to do it like really weird. Let's make it an eel, but it's in the sky. We're gonna give it wings? No.
It's why I really wish they would actually done a tabletop army for Cathay in Warhammer Fantasy back when I played, because it would have been all dragons all the time. But they did not. They may have eventually done something with Cathay. I don't know. I haven't paid attention to the tabletop for Fantasy / Age of Sigmar in some time, so maybe it is a thing now. But it was not when I last played.
I believe they should do a crossover with Red Dwarf and the Age of Smeghead.
Lacomi looking to make an overtake of Chris Willems, whose pole position has turned into a little bit of a rough time.
Herr Wilhelms, you need to put the gas pedal down, yeah?
I do remember they did a very, very brief, like, special run of models for Warhammer Fantasy for the Shadow Isles, which were basically Australia, if you look at, like, the Warhammer Fantasy map. And they did, in fact, have kangaroo cavalry, which I thought was great. I loved it. Instead of horses, they had kangaroos that were being ridden.
Smoking cigarettes and... Whoa, boy.
Azek Lacomi is off the track. The kangaroo cavalry was slower than regular cavalry, but the kangaroos themselves were actually way more combat capable than horses.
Nice. We were really hard to, like, shoot a bow off the back of the kangaroo, I think.
Well, they didn't have any mounted archers. It was just, like, kind of knights.
No, see, in my brain, the Mongols utilized super kangaroos to become excellent at, like, ridiculous nonsense. Oh, boy. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Well, he was just, like, getting out of the way to allow people through before rejoining. Steve Davidson up on the tail of Christian Kubovich, looking to get into the top 10. Chris Willems, by the way, has fallen to 13th place, so he did not take your advice, Byron. He did not press the gas pedal hard enough.
Well, all I can do is retroactively say that I'm right.
Christian Kubovich trying to retain his position here in the top 10 against Steve Davidson. These two are late. Oh, they were not in for race one. It was what I was getting at. And that is contact, forcing Davidson off the track. Taken Rubbing is racing a little bit far. Anyways, as we approach, well, a little bit more than a little bit less than halfway distance. Vic Vega's still on the lead from Martin Evans, Raul Valoria, Magic Cash, Jack Tobias, Theriot, and Antonio Costa. Those are all Cadillacs. Your top non-Cadillac is Henrik Andreasen in 7th place, ahead of Ariel Satoni, Andy Darnell, Christian Kubich, Lezek Lacomi, Steve Davidson. Oh, I have a feeling Andreasen's going to drop as he spins off.
Nah, I don't think so. He's just getting a soft pretzel from the stands.
He lost a spot there to Zatoni and Darnell, who becomes the top Corvette driver. Continuing on further down, Yuri Kurtachville, Chris Willems, Mauricio Huyon, Stephen Hillen, and Nick Harrison, as Mauricio Delgado has retired. He was looking distinctly off the pace here today. So
Mauricio.
Maybe some kind of technical issue. We don't normally see Delgado that far off the pace.
I believe it was a lack of quality beer and chorizo.
Oh, chorizo maybe. I think the beer probably would just make it worse.
No. It puts you in the flow states here. When in doubt, 3 shots of vodka right before the race. You'd be all right.
ESR does not support drinking and driving.
Listen, they should, because it's all safe. You do it at home. Drinking and simming, yes. Drinking and actually driving, no. We should do.
We have done drinking events for like New Year's and stuff. It was the one time I beat like Martin and Darcy Parkinson and you played because I am a tank.
We need to do a drunk Macau.
Sir, sober Macau is a nightmare enough.
Yeah, but I want to see what happens if people like half cut and take that fucking corner, and just go, fuck it, and power.
Well, I think we do. I think we just all end up getting DQ'd at some point.
Sure, but it's still quality entertainment. It's like, I want to see how many people just go, fuck it, and try and power slide the hairpin. Because I would.
Cash having a solid run here in 4th place.
Mike.
On the tail of Raul Valoria and Steve Davidson battling with Leszek Lakomi once again. I think it was Lakomi that he hit earlier, right? Or am I? No, it was Kubovic. Right. Wrong Eastern European. I apologize.
Was ist das about the Kugelblitz?
Steve Davidson looking to the inside. Should be able to get through here. And we'll see if he can keep the inside. Yeah, he will. The big body of the Cadillac helping out once again. Tobias Thierolf looking to make up another spot against Magic Kaszczuk. The race 1 winner has made it up to 5th place after starting this one in 10th. Kaszczuk, who finished on the podium, is up to 4th place. Looking for a second podium if you can. Plenty of time left. 13, almost 14 minutes.
Word on the street is that Tobias Thierolf may be the finest driver to ever be in 6th place or 5th place even at this point.
I mean, he's up there. One of the finest drivers I've ever had the privilege of racing.
But have you put him in the wall?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
The GTR2 car I was missing from before was the P45 Competizione GT2. That is your 5th car in this category. So you have the rough RT12R, the P45 Competizione, the Chevrolet Corvette C6R, which is the one you're seeing here before you, the Cadillac CTS-V.R, which you're seeing before you, and the BMW M3. Tobias Thierolf looking to make the overtake here at China Beach, but you usually do not go around the outside of China Beach. So I think that might have been a bit of a fool's errand. Antonio Costa almost swept him up. Pull up the leaderboard here to see if the Cadillac is a dominant car around this class. Might be asking why the other 3 cars are not in use. Well, they're not American. That's the answer.
Wow. A lot of them aren't American.
These ones are.
I don't believe you. I think Cadillac is probably very Polish.
Probably not.
I hear that they farmed everything out to fucking Samoa.
That'd be weird.
That would be weird.
Let's see here. Oh, there's only one entry on the leaderboard. That's not helpful.
Is it Mauricio Delgado?
Oh, pardon me. I had the wrong classic car selected. Hang on.
You're the worst.
Fastest lap on the leaderboard is in a Cadillac. It is Tobias Thierol, but then it is a bunch of Corvettes. Henrik Andreasen, Leszek Lakomi, some guy named T-Peng. Timmy Cordial, I like that name. Simon Janssen, and Thierry Lecomte. That is the entire leaderboard for this track in GT2 machinery. So, not enough data to really say. That would be, I think, the answer. Vic Vega's still leading the way, but his gap is down to less than a second with Martin Edmonds coming, Raul Valori, Magic Cash, Check Tobias Thierol, and Antonio Costa, all of which are guys that presumably have a little bit of pace on them. Ariel Zatoni up to 7th place, Andy Darnell, Henrik Andreasen, and Steve Davidson for top 10. That's 8 Cadillacs in the top 10. Wow. Talk about dominance.
It was the finest in Austrian engineering, baby.
Is there even a car company out of Austria I can think of?
I have no idea.
Can't think of anything.
I tell you this much, though. It ain't Man Truck.
Martin Edmonds goes for the lead through Thunder Valley, and he gets it. The Canadian has hit the front, displacing Vic Vega. So we're possibly 9 minutes away from having O Canada played on the top of the podium.
Oh, Canada, we really like poutine.
We were actually looking at the top 10 largest lakes in Canada earlier.
We were indeed. Turns out all of them are in Ontario, as per Mike.
About half of them were. There was one in Manitoba, one in Saskatchewan, one in Nunavut. I don't remember the rest. But there was a lot. I mean, Ontario obviously has the Great Lakes, and Erie, Ontario, Huron, and Superior were all in there. So that's almost half the list already.
I hear that Lake Ontario is actually in Quebec.
It's not.
What?
That would be very silly.
Indeed.
I don't think any of them were in Quebec. Quebec, you've been owned. We've denied you the large lakes.
Quebec ain't got shit. Quebec got like asbestos and the Gulf of St. Lawrence, and that's it.
I mean, the Gulf of St. Lawrence at one point was the most important location in all of Canada, so...
You're not wrong, but that was back in 1742. And they also got that weird, cool, like, crater lake thing where there's it's an island on a lake that has an island on a lake that has an island on a lake.
Mm.
That is also kind of fun. I like that.
Mm.
And they have many smoked meats, and they have many poutines.
#1 exporter of maple syrup in the world.
Correct. And also,
Tobias Thierolf looking for a move, trying to go around the outside of China Beach again, and that didn't work out any better than last time.
oh boy.
In fact, it actually worked out worse. Lost the spot to Antonio Costa. I don't think that's the spot to make an overtake, Tobias. I'm just saying.
I want to live on the island that's on the lake that's on an island that's on a lake that's on an island that's on a lake. Y'all can just stay the fuck away from me. As long as I got high-speed internet and pizza delivery service, I'm good.
On board with Antonio Costa. By the way, I'll be starting up my my Super Mega Baseball streams this week.
Oh my goodness.
This Tuesday. Which means you can turn into Twitch and watch Tobias Thrustmaster as a member of the Buffalo Wild Wings.
The thrust is a must.
Wait,
did he ditch us? Did he, like, literally not want to play for the team?
No, that's our team.
Oh, or no.
We are the Buffalo Wild Wings.
I would like to be the Bison Briskets.
I mean, that'll be our item at the stadium. Get the Bison Brisket Burger.
I at some point in my life I have to get a hold of a whole ass bison brisket because I have to know how big that is, and then acquire some sort of smoker that will actually handle that shenanigans. They're so big. Bison are so much bigger than you think they are.
Indeed. Nope. That's a spot for Raul Valoria due to a mistake by Vic Vega. So all up into second place. Henrik Andreasen has had a frustrating race number 2. He was a top man, second place in race 1, the best of the Corvettes, still almost is. But he's been off the track a couple of times, had contact with Christian Kubovic. He had contact with, I think it was Zatoni. And that ended up with him off the track, and he's made, I think, 2 mistakes himself. So he's had a frustrating game. He's up behind Andy Darnell. The top Corvette in the race. And one of the few non-yellow Corvette liveries. In fact, I think there's only one available Corvette livery that is not yellow. Oh, pardon me, there's a couple. And the KW livery is available for purchase, so I guess it's no longer a prize livery. Henrik Andreasen making the move, and in 8th place he goes. Yeah, there's basically the Corvette Racing and the La Sabra racing colors, which are both yellow and black. So, very, very samey. And then there's the PML racing cars, which are green and white. That's the one I usually run. There's the Thrustmaster livery. There's the KW livery, and there's that red one that Andy Darnell is running that I think says Steel Watch on the side. Nope. Bell Tech Sports Trucks. There you go. That's the sponsor. There's a weird kind of like stylized S for a logo, which is what made it look like steel. Tobias Thierolf in 8th after winning race number 1 hasn't been able to make his way through the field. Mid-Ohio is known as a relatively difficult to overtake track.
What about Superior, Ohio?
If you wish to own all of the GTR2 cars, it will cost you just $7.25. Or you could buy the entire premium pack, which has almost everything in the game, for $107.59.
Oh my goodness.
There you go, Race Room. Pay me. I'm advertising your store.
Hell yeah, let's go.
For the record, if you buy the premium pack, like it sounds like a lot of money, but you save 94%, like of the purchase price of like buying everything individually. Somebody following back through the field here. That is, I'm not sure who. I think it's a lap car. That is a lap car. Probably would be Stephen Hillen, is my guess.
Was this about Hillenbrand?
Well, I think Hillen was running the KW livery, correct? And that is a KW livery sliding through the field, so that's probably him. running down to the end here. Edmonds has got a pretty comfortable lead out front. As Yuri Krachachville gets a bit of an off through the carousel. But I don't think he lost any position, so that should be okay. A little disappointed at Chris Willems. I was looking forward to seeing what he could do from the front because he got the reverse grid pole, and he's he's further behind than he was in the end of first race despite starting on pole. So it's, the pressure might have got him.
Got him. I vote that we make him sing under pressure every time he's under pressure.
Under pressure.
Doom, 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 doodle, doom, doom.
Magic Cash Truck trying to get up onto the podium, which is held right now by Vic Vega. Thierolf has fallen back in this group, so looks like for a change, we're going to see Tobias take home 6th place. Which might honestly be the lowest we've ever seen him finish.
I have never seen him finish lower than at least umpteenth place.
Which, unless we're talking about times where he's gotten his car, like, broken, or he's been hit, like, really, really hard, I don't think we've ever seen him this low.
That is possibly true.
And we are on the final lap, because the clock reads 0 seconds. Next time past the checkered flag, or next time past the start-finish line, will be checkered flag for everybody. Oh, contact. Ariel Zatoni, and I think that's Henrik Andreas getting into it. No, that's not Henrik. Oh, that was a lap car. That was Stephen Hillen. Okay. Well, Stephen, I would have to say that that's probably going to end up being your fault because you were under blue flags. And that's going to cost Ariel big because that'll drop him from 6th place to 9th place on the final lap. Your race winner will be Martin Edmonds, followed by Raul Valori and Vic Vega. Oh, Canada will play.
Oh my God!
On the top of the podium here today. Magic Cash Truck, Antonio Costa, Tobias Thierolf, Andy Darnell, Henrik Andreasen, and Ariel Zatoni and Steve Davidson. Your top 10. 13th is still up for grabs here between Willems and Kratachville. Kukovic and Lacomi will probably be 11th and 12th. And then Mauricio Julian and Nick Harrison. Stephen Hillen is retired. Might have made enough laps that he might be classified. Mauricio. Coming towards the end here. Oh, and Nick Harrison does a little spin.
I like it.
It is the last lap. He cost him nothing. He'll take a 16th place.
Too bad there were only 13 racers.
No. Did he score any points? That's the question. How far is this score? Did not score any points. That's harsh. He's the only one who finished that didn't score points.
No, man.
Top 15 score. Anyways, championship-wise, Antonio Costa leads the way with 188 points from 175 for Martin Edmonds, 137 from Cash Truck. Oh, my statement earlier that this was unstewarded is incorrect because I see penalty points. So it's just not me and Jack doing the stewarding. Steve Davidson on 130, Fotis Zoglu on 138, or 118, 111 for Tobias Thierolf. Melvin Brandt on 101, Andy Darnell 96, Vic Vega 77, and Lezak Lacomi 72. Your race winners over this series have been Antonio Costa, Steve Davidson, Fotis Zoglu, Sebastian Gunther, Steve Davidson, Tobias Thierolf again, and now Martin Edmonds.
My goodness.
No team's championship to speak of. And the next round of this series, if you want to get involved, will be June 1st, Prototype 2s at Daytona. There's no excuse because those are free. Byron, do you have any final thoughts?
Cumbre Vieja.